What I remember was a bunch of white-faced performers in cages masturbating. And I believe I went with my mother. Thought I'd talk about a show that I saw about 42 years ago. The show I saw was called Flowers, and it was based on Jean Genet's novel Our Lady of the Flowers, which I've never read, which I believe is a prison memoir. And it was performed by the Lindsay Kemp Company. I think he had a significant influence on David Bowie and on Kate Bush. What I remember was a bunch of white-faced performers in cages masturbating at the beginning of the show, and a series of spectacles or events that were befuddling and disturbing and energizing and strange. Lindsay Kemp did a very strange rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. You know, it was this sort of insane pantomime. I had no idea what it all meant. My memory, as I say, is pretty diffuse, but it really had an enormous impact on me. I didn't grow up with the theater, so I didn't really have any idea about what the theater was or could do. And in seeing this show, it created such a profound disturbance inside of me and a kind of sense that anything was possible in the theater. I guess the main theme for me is somehow something to do with freedom. Paradoxically, it comes from a kind of prison memoir. There was a freedom in what Kemp was doing, and a tremendous discipline as well. I think that I took from it this sort of incredible spirit of release, this almost bacchanalian spirit of the theater, which stayed with me forever. 1978, there were still questions as to whether Toronto was ready for such things. I recall it being creating quite a stir. And I believe I went with my mother. I have a memory of my mother being there with me, and I have a memory of her being thrilled with how thrilled I was. That was another thing I remember about this show. I'm just remembering it now. Her eye on me, and that also must have had an undercurrent of impact on me, a sort of inherent pleasure I took unconsciously when I ventured into the theater, feeling that my mother approved. Speaking of my mother, I believe that the first Spalding Gray show, the first Wooster Group show I saw, was with her in New York. And I can't remember the order of appearance in my world. I saw an early Wooster Group show in which they did a 5-minute deconstruction of Long Day's Journey into Night, which was kind of a thrill. So I was collecting influences. Sometimes I think these events in our lives help us see things that we feel we already understood in some way, but have never given voice or form to. And perhaps that's part of what happened when I saw Lindsay Kemp, is that I was shown in my own spirit my yearning for transgression and freedom. Perhaps I've become more fearful as time has gone on, but there were aspects of my approach to theater, I think, for a long time that I was quite fearless. And I think that show may have had some encouraging impact.